Whoever you follow, it'll be another wondrous journey.
Everyone's on the start line now.
So let's get this thing on.
Shot. How good is that?
Bang, what a hit.
From another planet.
That's out of this world.
I still can't believe what I was watching.
Oh, how did they score from that?
No.
Brad Fittler going up the middle. New South Wales are going in.
It's the greatest weapon in the game, speed.
What has happened there?
Good stuff, Gupper. Some of your finest.
Freddy and the Eighth time. Welcome along. Great to be with you. Round 22 of the comp, 4 weeks out from finals time, right in the business end of things now. Brad Fittler, Andrew Johns, big weekend. Some great games too here on 9.
A couple of cracking games, 3 top 8 games. Should have a bit of say in the way the order finishes.
And Saturday night footy too. Newcastle heading up to Suncorp on the back of a win.
They're a bit of a rough chance up there against Brisbane. Brisbane, bit of a flat period. I think they're a chance.
No Carrigan, 2 losses in
Yeah,
succession.
that's a big one, Carrigan.
Yeah. On the show today, how might the top 8 look? Tie yourself in knots thinking about this stuff, but we'll get some thoughts from the boys. Honesty sessions, do they work? Is that what inspired Newcastle against the Tigers? Is Isaiah Papali'i getting cold feet? Might he not go to the West Tigers? And some viewer questions. We've got some excellent ones here from some very interesting names. Superior Board Ape, one of them. Is he one of your mates? The Superior Board Ape. Look, it's actually hard to believe we're going to talk about this, but the man that led North Queensland to their only premiership in 2015, Paul Green, a couple of hours ago, the shocking news that he's died at the age of 49. I don't know what to say. I'm just stunned. Absolutely stunned. Was found dead in his home in Brisbane. Obviously, big part of rugby league history, what he did with North Queensland as a coach, but played with great distinction for 162 NRL games. Started at Cronulla, played for North Queensland, played at the Roosters, played at Parramatta, played at Brisbane. So a lot of people will be feeling this. He had so many former teammates, and he was the Queensland Origin coach last year against you.
Yeah, I saw him earlier this year at the 2002 reunion. Greeny would have been the halfback, but he did his knee in the first game in 2002, the year we won the comp.
Yeah.
Then Craig Wing moved to halfback, and then he went to Parramatta after that. And obviously, he did some great things as a player, very intelligent player. And obviously, he's not a big bloke, so pretty courageous. But I reckon everyone's going to remember the year they won. But I thought 2017 was one of the greatest coaching efforts ever, bringing that team through and watching Michael Morgan and Taumalolo get their team to a grand final. But away from footy, good fella, great fun, great company, and yeah, he's going to be sorely missed.
It's a competitive game, Joey, rugby league, but when you get news like this, it whacks everyone, doesn't it?
I can't believe it. I really can't believe it. Really sad too, and you think he's left behind a couple of kids. It's just terrible.
To his family and all of his many friends, we send our very deepest condolences. The game is certainly feeling it today. All right, Rookie of the Year, Joey. What have we put together here? Your class of Rookies of the Year. What do we got? Oh, so this is your rookie year.
Matt Sears.
Griefy.
Robbie Beckett.
Boom Boom. Is that Johns?
On the
On the right.
On the right?
Yeah.
Richie Barnett.
Kevin McGuinness.
Yeah.
Oh, Paul Green's in it.
Paul Green.
Richie Barnett. Did we say that? I don't know.
Yeah.
Here's the blonde next to me.
Wish I had my glasses on. Keith Blackett.
Keith Blackett. Who's next to Boom Boom Beckett?
Daniel Gartner.
Daniel Gartner.
Right.
There's some handy names there. What year is that?
94. And Searsy got the rising, was it Norwich Rising Star?
Yeah.
Matt Sears got it.
Used to watch that one in Big League every week.
He looked like a baby, didn't he, when he played? Like he's...
Searsy.
Yeah.
What a player.
He's
Played for New
fast.
South Wales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, boys, we found a clip here from the NFL. Now, this is how players from the Detroit Lions introduce themselves. So just to get more acquainted with them, and they throw back to, where they came from, their junior club and stuff. So just have a look at this, and I'm going to get you to repeat the exercise.
My name's Aiden Hutchinson. I'm from Michigan, and my signing bonus was 23 mil.
Isn't it funny how different Australia and America is? If anyone did that in rugby league and got up and said what they're worth, you'd go and punch them in the face.
Especially if you're worth 23 mil. Salary cap order to be all over that. Name, junior club, first contract. Go.
All right, name, Brad Fittler. Junior club, I played for a few clubs, but Cambridge Park was the club I played for before I went to the Panthers, and I was playing in a semi-final for $1,000.
For the game?
For the year.
For the year?
That was my scholarship. I was on a $1,000 scholarship.
Fantastic.
It was funny, actually. A journalist asked me after the semi-final, we played Canberra, and I was in a booth, and journalists used to just come in and they asked me a question about a contract. I was like, 17-year-old kid from Penrith. I had no idea. I was thinking, maybe I'll get a contract. And Alan Jones the next day gave me a massive spray, and my auntie rang him on radio and said, "Don't you talk about Bradley like that? He's a lovely boy."
He is a lovely boy.
$1,000.
Andrew Johns, Cessnock Goannas, $300.
300. What was that for? For the season?
Scholarship.
Oh, wow.
That's 16 maybe, 16 or 17. And
Isn't
I thought I was Donald Trump. Yeah. That was the richest bloke. Well, probably was the richest bloke in Cessnock with that contract.
We had to supplement your income, Andrew. So take us through this. So this is at the local athlete's foot or something, is it?
That's where I worked, in a sports store called Mr. Sports.
There you go. That was the dream job when you were a young sports person, working in the local sports shop.
Well, there are private sports stores.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
What was I going to say? It was like...
You don't look like a natural salesperson, Andrew.
Well, myself and Adam Muir worked there, and our customer service, someone would walk in and we'd go... See who would serve them. Can I help you?
Now, speaking of money, is there a chance that you could be the next acquisition for the Live Golf Tour? Now, they're saying Cameron Smith, the golfer, is poised to sign for $140 million.
Yeah.
Can I just say good on him? People jumping up and down and hammering him about it.
Well, Freddie's been sucking up.
I'd like to see people, if they've been, whatever they're working at, someone offering.
But there's another aspect to it.
I know that.
You've got to sort of take that into
The
consideration.
human rights.
Yeah. So, all depends. Yeah, like I've got only what I hear.
Well, you've been sucking up to the CEO. There's Greg Norman. There's Frederico.
Yeah, Ryan Girdler and I went to. He launched a golf course up at Sunshine Coast, and Girds and I had a night out with Viv Richards.
Oh.
It was the best night.
What'd you do?
Just hung around him as long as we could. He's very cool. Very cool.
Coolest bloke you've been out with?
Very cool.
Wow.
Very cool.
The coolest bloke.
I think we're getting pushed out by girls. I was just sort of just trying to hear him talk. Just get away.
He's got a glorious voice too, Viv Richards.
Oh, he sounds awesome.
Yeah. Joel Garner anywhere near?
No, Joel wasn't there. Yeah. But he was good. What a great night that was.
Let's do some fast five. Now, boys, Wayne Bennett has made the statement that players aren't signing with the Dolphins because they're not sure who they're going to be playing with. So he's assembled a passable squad, you'd say, at this stage, although the former Sean O'Sullivan gives them a bit of hope, the way he's been playing it at halfback.
He'll keep him in the game. Smart play, good kicking game. But the depth. They might be strong from 1 to, say, 20. They start getting a few injuries. And once again, we're expanding the game. There's less people playing the game.
So when the AFL, and that's an obvious comparison, when they brought these new clubs in, there were draft pick sort of incentives, or they were given, look, I don't know the specifics, but they were given a lot. They were given additional priority draft picks. I think their salary cap was boosted as well. And we don't have a draft, but we do have a salary cap. Look, do you think we could have been a bit kinder to the new foundation club?
I think what happens is the AFL is really, the leagues set the tone there. Well, I think leagues, I think the people who run the game are doing a good job, but I find the clubs have a really big say in how the game's run. So that's the big difference, and there's no way in the world the club are given any salary cap exemptions, or we don't have a draft, so that ain't going to happen. But I think obviously for the better of our game and spreading the game and giving them a chance, I think it'd be a smart thing to do. But there's no way in the world the clubs would allow it. Ain't happening.
As Paul Keating said, always back self-interest because at least you know it's trying. Now, Adam Hills, a renowned comedian, TV presenter, former teammate of yours. You played with him was it Warrington?
My God.
In the physical disability squad. Well, he is in the Australian World Cup squad for the physical disability World Cup. Good on him.
Yeah.
He's given a real face and a real voice.
A really good fella.
Yeah.
A passionate rugby league man. Plays for the Warrington Wolves over in the UK.
Jeez, he looks focused. Look at
That
him go.
is so good.
He's running on one leg.
So, those of us watching that didn't see this, what was this, Andrew?
So it was this physical disabled team, the Warrington Wolves v South Sydney, and they got me to play for Warrington.
Oh, cool.
So I'm defending the line there one time, and a bloke in front of me gets the ball, and I think he may have been missing a limb anyway, he's sort of come right on the line. I've sort of and he's gone over and scored. One of the Warrington blokes gave me the biggest spray. Put your body on the line. I'm like, well, mate, do you want me to crack him? I'm going to smash him.
Yes.
But no, it was all in good fun. It's good to see, and you know what? The pure love of the game. You see how much it meant to him. One of the blokes was in tears after the game. It was really cool to be a part of.
Yeah, well done. Boys, a potential 27-round season next year with the new team, starting in early March. Too much footy?
I'm trying to get my head around 27. Why is that?
Because there's 17 teams.
17 teams.
So they're going to have 2 or 3 buys or something, right?
They're talking about 3 buys for each team now.
So we're going to start in second week of January? And we'll go till November.
It's no off-season. Just keep going.
No.
Is the comp too long? A lot of people think the comp's too long now. And I hope the CEO isn't watching. But a lot of people think there's too much footy. And we're going to extend the players for another 2 weeks.
What do we have, 26 rounds?
25.
25, I think that's enough. Anywhere between 22 and 25, around that. 27, no.
What do they get a bye? So they play 24 rounds.
Maths isn't my strong point.
Yeah.
Yes, that'll work.
Yeah, they get one bye. And no, I think it works at the moment. Obviously, putting a draw together has got to be a little bit tricky, but yeah, extending it out, I'm sure the Players Association will have something to say about that.
Paul Gallen, he's going to retire from boxing after fighting Justin Hodges and Ben Hannett on the same card. I think he should fight them at the same time.
He's mad.
Boom. He'd probably beat him too.
Well, Gal's at a different level to them blokes.
Yeah.
I think. Like, I don't know boxing. I don't
From a
watch
technique point of view.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, I watched a few of his fights. He knows what he's doing. Like, he can protect himself and he knows what he's doing. I don't know how much boxing these 2 blokes have done. Good on them.
Yep. Now, I'm just scrolling through my phone here because the next one's about Cameron Munster playing fullback or 5'8" for Melbourne. Now, he's going to play 5'8" fullback.
5'8".
How about his stats last week playing at fullback? And bearing in mind he hasn't played there in goodness knows how long. I think the last time he played there was for Queensland.
Well, he scored 20 points, which is a record for him.
252 running metres and a hat-trick.
3 tries, and I think there was a couple of try assists.
That was a great try.
Yeah, what a player. I just hope he stays down at the Storm. Should be a one-team player, Munster. Yeah.
Why don't you hope he goes to the Dolphins? Try and make them competitive.
I just think he should be a one-club player. And he's anonymous down in Melbourne. I think that's a huge advantage. Being able to walk into... Yeah, I know, that's what I mean.
Won't be if they win the comp.
Really?
Maybe.
Although Origin, he didn't have it.
Did he?
No.
Don't think so.
Boys, Jaemon Salmon was, I guess, an unwilling media headline this week after what happened with Ricky Stewart. He's only played 40 games. He's been around the game for a long time. He was quite a prolific junior, they were telling me, Brad.
Very good junior. Made I coached him in the 3 years I was part of the Pathways. I think he would have been in every in all the teams.
How do you think he's going to handle all the publicity that's come his way inadvertently this week as he lines up at 5/8 for the Panthers against Melbourne?
Well, I think you'd like to think it's not going to affect, but it will. You know, whether it's this week or next week. And
how does it affect you? Like, I mean, he's the unwilling victim of what happened. I mean, he didn't ask for the publicity.
I'd imagine
it's anything, mate. It's just in your head.
Yeah.
Like, you know, whether someone says something about you, someone writes something about you, if you see it or hear it, or people want to, you know, throw it down your throat, then it's in your head. So
walking down the street or you're shopping, you look over and someone's looking at you and you go, what are they thinking about? Why come they staring at me? I mean, it'd be horrible. And I dare say during the week there would have been camera crews outside his house. It's just an absolute shit feeling. And until you've been in the headline, the bullseye, it's hard to describe how difficult it can be. It'd be really, I think it'll be tough. It's been a really tough week and it'll be a tough preparation for tonight's game.
yeah.
It's been a while since you've had a camera crew at the front of your house. It's a pretty. I'd imagine it wouldn't be much fun.
I think the last time, not good at all.
Yeah.
We're going to arrange one.
Yes.
We'll go out on the weekend.
I think 5 days was the longest they stayed at the front.
5 days.
Yeah.
Wow. Hey, so he's looking to establish himself as a regular first grader, and to a degree he's done that this year, playing off the bench, mainly in the back row for Penrith. But he did come through as a centre 5/8.
5/8.
If he wants to play in that number 6 jumper, he's clearly going to have to move clubs. Do you think what he's doing at the moment makes him an appealing option for another club?
Yeah, it's the best footy he's played by far.
Yeah.
By far. And he's a talented player, without a doubt. So, yeah, what he's doing at the moment is, it's working. So, and I think I always speak about the bench. The bench is so important. And you have a look at their bench, Scott Sorensen, himself. Sometimes they've got Mitch Kenny, Spencer Linu, Eisenhuth possibly sometimes. You know, there's blokes out have played big games now, played in pressure games. So it makes a huge difference.
Yeah. You happy with the penalty for Ricky? Move on now?
Yeah.
Just move on. I think at the end of the day, he knows he's done wrong, and he's come out and apologised, and so.
We had a coach suspended before.
Well, Shane Flanagan was.
But like when I mean suspended for like.
I think Gus got sent off.
Gus got sent off. Were you playing that night? That was then.
Yeah.
That was at Cronulla, wasn't it?
Yeah, he got sent off.
He still bristles when you ask him about that, Gus. I think it was 94, was it? Bill Harrigan sent him off, his old mate. What was that for? Was he just giving it to him?
Gus was sitting on the sideline and yelling out, I'm gathering. We didn't have the cheesels and Coke.
Gus on the side.
No, you wouldn't have sent him away if you saw the cheesels and Coke.
In his undies.
No way.
I think it's time I moved out.
Yeah. We'll tell you the full story in the after hours version of Freddy The Eighth, maybe the post-season edition.
What a good man.
Who, Bill Harrigan?
No, Gussie.
Oh, Gussie. Speaking of lewd content, Footy Show Classic time. Here you go.
Start the straining. Upside down! He's gone ballistic. Water everywhere, I'm soaking. Oh.
I'm going to give you the controls and I want you to roll the aeroplane.
You just tell me what to do.
Yeah, Roger D. Roger D, mate. Pull the nose up slowly. Up, up, up. Full stick left, left, left. Pick it left. Roger D, I have the controls.
Thank you.
What about that?
We flew out of Bankstown, straight over Nepean River, and then straight up to Warragamba. So we got up to the dam in like about 7 minutes or 4 minutes. We got up there. And then when we went into the sky, he gave me the controls and that.
Oh,
Can you believe he did that?
Yes.
Can you believe he did
Can you
that?
believe your coach let you do it?
Because we did a spin and you saw the water come down and I sort of said, how'd you do that? And he goes, oh, here, you can do it. He said, just pull back and then go to the left. Just bang.
So what sort of a plane's that?
A MiG, MiG-16, like an old war plane. I think it was a Russian plane. F-16 maybe?
I don't think it was a Russian plane.
It was.
Was it?
Yeah, well, I think it will.
I don't think we get a Russian plane in the country anymore. It'd be bugged.
Yeah.
Boys, Isaiah Papali'i apparently getting cold feet. He admitted as much, that he thought about whether he wants to go to the Tigers next year. Like, is this a go? If you sign a contract, don't you go? Well, this all started with Cherry Evans a few years ago.
You know what? Make the contracts better. Make them so they can't not go. If you sign it, you're there. Or you forego, I don't know, you forego something. It's insane. Like, I know how hard it is to put together salary caps. And you look at clubs, how much effort and energy and time they put into a salary cap and getting a club together and getting a team together. It is just so hard. So
Here's Gary Jack's response.
I hope he goes.
As per Danny Wadler, the club West Tigers had a decade of poor decision-making, yet the management that made those decisions are still there. Hard to feel sorry for them with Papali'i having second thoughts. So Gary Jack wants a clean out of the board. Like, you're old school. Like, if you sign, you sign, don't you?
Sign a contract, that's...
It comes back then...
Crazy.
But I guess it comes back then to whether the club wants to take on a player who has made it clear that he doesn't want to be there.
Oh, mate, come on. Like, it seems like there's a lot of disgruntled people out there at the moment.
Sign the contract, you play.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Honesty sessions, boys. Newcastle had one last week and had a win. Now, can you remember having an honesty session? Any fun yarns coming out of an honesty session? Anyone blow up? Or?
It's very hard for me to be honest in an honesty session. You're a pathological liar. No, I can't remember having them, and I don't want to even think about them. Load of just hot air and just rubbish talk. I hate meetings. I hate sitting in meetings. I hate sitting in video sessions that go for any longer than 5 or 10 minutes. It's just meetings, just talking, just desperate talk. Leave it. Just get out and play, would you?
Well, the poor other blokes who weren't as talented as you, they needed to watch the video and needed some input from you.
No. They get told by the halves what to do.
Did you know? We'd all watch video, though, wouldn't
You watch video, but, man, some video sessions can go for like 30, 40 minutes. It's just like, man, show us good, bad, let's go and train.
When I first started Penrith, we used to watch the whole game.
With Cheezels?
There was no Cheezels, but I do remember we're going into the week off of the grand final, and anyway, we had a video session, and Gus called out MG a few times, and MG stood up in the video session and goes, you imagine what he said. What are you just highlighting me for, blah, 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 blah. And then and Gus said, well, if you don't like it, get out. So MG's got up and walked out.
Oh, no.
So MG's at the back of the room and Gus at the front. We're all going, oh, no, don't hit him. And Gus is standing there, like just all bravado. And MG just walked and eyeballed him and kept walking and left. We're just in there going, what's happening?
Just a week before the grand
final. We've got a grand final in 2 weeks. Yeah, it was like the week off.
Was this grand final 1 or 2?
2.
Right.
And you won.
And we won.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was 2.
MG.
Wow.
Real emotional.
Mate, I remember we're all sitting there. We're just sitting there going, oh no. MG's going to hit the coach.
Can you remember any other blow-ups in team meetings generally? There'd be a heap of blokes that would have hated being called out. Well, you had one in Origin, pre-season Origin camp. Can you think of any?
That was a phone booth talk.
Yeah.
Sort of feel a lot of players need. There's about, I reckon, 20% of players need a phone booth talk.
Yeah, that was one of Gus's best. But I needed it. I needed a kick in the arse.
How'd you and Gus fit in the same phone booth? He's not a small man. How Gussie?
Yeah. He's very good at him.
Wouldn't want to drop your guts. That was better by Newcastle last week.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's an honesty session, but they played with they played with real spirit.
Game was on the line. Second half wasn't that pretty. First half, pass the ball. They use the ball. Look, pass the ball. Get one-on-one, quick play the balls, moving the ball. Give Bradman early ball. And they're good.
Dane Gagai was good.
Dane Gagai was really good. Tex Hoyce showed some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the qualities he's got.
I think Tyson was good. Mitch Barnett come up with some big plays.
Mitch Barnett's out for the year.
What happened to him?
Thumb.
Broke.
Yeah. Operation. Clem's back.
And who else out?
Clifford.
Clifford broke his arm.
He was good too.
He was really, he played tough.
Yeah, he was good. But he break his arm.
Broke his arm. There's a big tackle on Naden late. He went down and kicked chasing. The last 5 minutes played, made 2 or 3 tackles while his arm was broken. So really courageous effort by
Says a lot.
Jake.
Got to be tough to wear the 7 at Newcastle. Just ask Leo Dinova. Let me go through the run of the finals, boys. Now, I'm going to hit some straight-up questions. Broncos in 7th place. Now, look, they could have consolidated a place in the 4, but they've lost 2 in a row, and they were pretty plain against the Roosters.
Yeah.
Are they getting the wobbles?
I think they're just young.
Well,
And I think make the semis. I think they're capable. You've got a halfback who knows what he's doing. I think Tamari Martin will make a difference.
Yep.
He's got just that level of composure about him.
He's got a pass in his game.
He doesn't
too.
panic. So
So the
This might
Broncos
sound-
go Knights, Saturday night at home,
Yep.
Storm at home,
Yep.
Earls at home, Dragons away.
yeah.
Tough games there.
So you think
If
two
they win
really
2, they're
winnable
probably
games.
Yeah. I'm thinking 28. Raiders are 22. Is that right?
in.
Or are they 20?
I think they're 22. 26 Roosters in the are in the 8, aren't they? We probably should have had the ladder here. Anyway, Roosters
Yep.
going for 5 in a row, are they, this week?
Ooh,
Like,
timing
they
their
were
run.
they were out of sorts, but they have come back and some.
It's hard to win without your best players. Had a lot of their best players out for an extended period. I think they're combining a lot better around the ruck with Victor, Sam Walker, Kiri, Tedesco combining. I like when he goes to his bench and they have Connor Watson, they have Victor, they have Sam Verrills, Tedesco, all at the ruck, Egan Butcher, really quick around the ruck.
Have a look at the benches this week. You talk about the bench. This was the one thing I just sat there and just stared at. So you've got Connor Egan, Drew Hutchison and Terrell May. And then the Cowboys have got Jordan McLean, Jaemon Tanoa Brown, Luciano Leilua and Griffin Neem.
Big and small.
There's 4 front rows and you've got 4 5'8s. Terrell May's not a 5'8", but
No.
sounds better.
I'm glad you mentioned Connor Watson. Like, he's known as a bit of a ball player. He's just been running, hasn't
Just
he?
running.
And against the
Going.
big man, his footwork's causing all sorts
Footwork,
of problems.
speed,
Yeah, he's going
great
good.
agility.
He's made an impact. The last month, he's been one of the big differences. He come on and turned a game. Trying to think what game it was.
I reckon it was a couple of rounds ago. I
Yeah.
remember.
Manly. I think it was Manly. He come on and just turned it. No, he's been outstanding.
Melbourne. Now, admittedly, that I think they've won 4 of their last 8, so 50-50 over the last couple of months. But if they can jag a place in the 4, like, you can't write them off, can you? It's Melbourne.
A little bit different Melbourne to what we're used to.
But if they get a second grab in finishing in the top 4,
Oh, if they could do a big game, yeah.
I
absolutely.
don't think they can win the comp.
no?
No.
I feel like a few of their forwards just aren't playing as good as they have in the last couple of years.
Well, they're ageing, aren't they?
Yeah.
Both Bromwich brothers are a couple of years older. Felice Kafusi's getting older.
I mean, Nelson's just angry.
Hasn't he always been angry?
No. I think 2 years ago he was most probably the best player in the comp. He was unbelievable. But no, I don't know what it is. It's just, getting older.
No Pappenhausen.
Things are a bit harder.
Pappenhausen's
Well,
a bit
they've had a torture run of injuries.
Yep.
Remus Smith, is Remus coming back?
He really
No, he's out for the year. Yeah. So you're prepared to say the 8 is set? I mean, the only team that could jump in is Canberra. By
Canberra.
courtcy of a good run. What have they got, Andrew? You're
Canberra.
my,
Canberra have got.
we don't have Canberra here.
We haven't got Canberra.
They've got
Do you want me to tell you,
They've
Canberra?
got the Tigers. Not the Tigers, sorry. They've got Dragons this week, but they've got no Tapane. And he's been probably the best front rower in the comp the last...
Chotrich.
Chotrich.
Shotridge is out. Dragons, Knights, Manly, Tigers.
It's
Dragons,
friendly
Knights,
enough.
Manly's, Tigers,
lead in.
and they are only 2 points behind the Roosters. So they're on 22, Roosters 24, but the
What about forward
points
games?
differential is 74
In favour of the Roosters.
in favour of the Roosters. So that's really 2 wins. So it's the Roosters they're chasing. So and they're 4 behind the Broncos.
Okay. Well, put them out there, boys. Is the 8 set?
Yes.
Yep.
You reckon it is? No Canberra?
No Canberra.
Okay. All right. Mark this show down. The 8 could well be set, but we're jostling for positions within it. Thursday night footy, we kick off round 22. We might need that plane to get out to Penrith in peak hour.
Yes. 16.
Do a couple of spins on the way up the M4. But they've contested some classics over the years. How about this one from last year?
Munster out the back to Hughes. Quick hands. They've got numbers here. Hines didn't give it. He keeps it alive. Back to Jerome Hughes. Melbourne, they've got them shot out left. It goes to Bromwich. It goes to Olam. Olam scores. Melbourne have won it. You cannot believe this.
They're looking for an obstruction first and then grounding.
Oh, no way. No. He saved the game.
Unbelievable by kick out.
That's officially the best try saver we've seen.
He makes his way over to the right-hand side of the field and not saves the try, he saves the game.
Oh, that was so good. Viliami Kikau, who is back. They lost Fisher Harris, but they've got Kikau back from injury for tonight's big game. Got us thinking about clutch plays. Now, when you talk about great clutch players in big games, we're at Braith. Field goal versus the Tigers. Doesn't get much better than this. Boom.
Yeah, that was one of the greats.
That was a great game.
Now, was that the one that got them the golden point and then Kenny Dow scored in the
Intercept.
golden point? Yeah.
It was like an intercept error. Scored in the corner.
I mean, Lockie kicks it and just puts a finger up. Is this where GI scores?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt Guy does a good job there, Matt Guy. That was Cam Smith got Simbin sent off, suspended, one of them. He
He's
didn't
the
play in the
Br-
grand.
Brad Arthur.
Brett
playing
Arthur
the
there,
grand final.
like he's
Here we go.
sleeping at McDonald's.
That was
There's
the
Freddie.
best.
There's Freddie. Yes, Freddie. Top left of screen.
That was the best clutch play. Well, this one's pretty good as well.
All right.
Darren Albert goes from taking out 5 out of 10s to 10 out of 10s.
Do you know your reaction that grand final night? Like that sums up why this game is so great. Like everyone in a game like that, where the game's online, everyone gets swept up. Doesn't matter who you support.
Well, everyone, you're sitting there watching Brisbane versus the Cowboys in Sydney. So I think there was a bit of a question mark going over. I think the reputation of the games they've played, I think, really helped them out, and it ended up being one of the best games ever. And then when I saw JT come back towards Michael Morgan, I got up and started walking, and then when he started advancing, I started chasing him down the sideline. And as he scored, I'm jumping in the air.
Yeah,
just going,
that was
I don't
awesome.
know why.
Well, they just got swept
Well,
up
that's
in
what
the
I
night.
It was amazing. And then I was standing behind JT. I was with Gordon Tallis, actually. And Gordon talked through the kick. And
Does he go for like half an hour?
Gordy.
It's
Like
a-
Gordon stories. Hey, Gordon, if you're watching.
I called the
You can tell
the lead-up game to that one and then left.
really,
Went home to watch the grand
it was a
final.
great night.
Hey, all right, viewer
I was
questions
I was on a plane to Hawaii.
on grand final night.
That's Toowoomba Airport. Okay.
So I haven't
I
vetted
parked
these.
at the front of his hotel, the cameras.
Yeah.
Joey was asleep there too.
Well, actually, I don't know whether we've got a contingent of cameras after this question. Superior Board Ape asked Joey, "What's your best night out with Daniel Johns?"
I haven't had any nights out with Daniel Johns.
Didn't you abduct him after you won the grand final?
That was a morning.
Right.
That was Mad Monday morning.
So for those of us at home that don't know the story, what'd you do after you won the grand final?
I went to his room and grabbed him out of bed. Took him to Mad Monday with us. He was horrified.
Did he know what had hit him?
Sorry, Daniel.
Conversely, Brad, what's your best night out with Fletch?
America was pretty good.
New York?
New York. We went to New York and had a night out before we played
It was a night out that went for 48 hours.
and then we went to we played rugby union in Bermuda. That was unbelievable.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. Nearly every night with Fletch is funny.
No,
Seriously, there's not many bad ones.
he's a funny
There's
man.
a couple that come to mind, but we won't talk about them. But New York, leading to Bermuda. Classic Wallabies.
Wow. Look forward to hearing more about that. Gentlemen, what's your Australian back five?
Tedesco.
Holmes.
I'm not sure Brian To'o was 100% fit at the moment.
Actually, Josh Adokar.
Or Sawali.
Senna, Latrell. And, possibly Sawali. I
Sorry,
think Sawali be on the bench.
Did you just pick Josh Adokar on the Australian team? You didn't pick him in the New South Wales side?
I'm picking him in the Australian team.
Cobber.
Wow.
As a centre,
No, is this winger maybe? I don't know. Who's the centres?
I think Holmes.
Latrell
I think
left?
Holmes will be the winger and Latrell will be left.
I think Holmes will be centre.
And
The way he went in Origin.
he's left. He's been left all year, unless you want to...
Okay.
It makes more sense for him to be right, but...
So Latrell left. Who's the right centre? I don't know. I got a headache.
Good question, Johnny Pepper. Well, on a similar vein, Charlie Heiser asks, in the current NRL, who would you boys put together as a halves combination? 5'8", halfback. Who would you pick?
In what?
If you're going to, you got to pick your five. You got to pick a halves combination to play together.
Well, I'd go Cleary Munster.
Yep.
It's pretty straight up and down, that one. And Sam Bates asked, can Joey give me some spiritual advice on my upcoming pub golf day?
Well, it's the old saying, go hard or go home.
It's his 21st yesterday, I'm told. Happy 21st. Sam.
Do it irresponsibly.
Would you?
I don't want to get in trouble. Do it responsibly.
Would you suggest some practice?
No, I'd say win on the last hole. Plenty of blokes have gone out to win early.
Salvo.
And they fall to pieces.
Jason Croker.
So you want to come home strong. That's the key. Just get your legs early and then...
I don't think you couldn't do it anymore.
No.
Because
no
if
way.
you lob up at a pub and you're half topped up, they just go, you're not coming. Especially if you're with a posse of a dozen blokes.
No chance.
Oh, well, I'm sure you could pull a few strings at the
Yeah,
right
you just do pub golf in someone's house. Just go from
House to
room
house.
to room.
Brasco. Yeah.
It'd want to be a big house. Six better.
Well, you doing you don't want to go out and end up in the big house. Let me tell you.
With only one very hard mattress, perhaps.
Yes.
Before we get on to having a look at the games this weekend, we have proof that you have liked Forex all of your life. 95 World Cup, look what you're drinking.
Oh, look at they're the big, thick ones too.
That's the full strength one, though, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it was.
That's a
sponsored
big
off Forex. So we had fridges all in the hotel just for those big.
That was a 95 World Cup.
Wasn't it?
2000 World Cup. I think.
2000. That was they were 500 ml cans.
Huge.
Jeez, I chipped my teeth on a few over there. Jeez, that was.
Jeez, that was a good time.
Yeah, the cans as well. All right, let's have a look at the footy for this weekend. Panthers Storm.
Penrith.
You like Melbourne, don't you, Brad?
Yeah.
How come?
Well, it's just they're toughest blokes out. You got Nathan out. You got Jerome out, and I think someone else might be out too. And I just think it might be too much. I think Melbourne are pretty motivated. There's all the crap going on at the moment. There just seems to be a lot of negative noise around Penrith. It's the ultimate test for them.
Jeez, that was.
They're very young, and it's the ultimate test for them. I just don't know. I just feel like Melbourne might be just too strong.
I've conceded 46 tries a year. Oh, look at that. There's a live shot from Bluebet Stadium.
Wow, how good does it look?
It's the best surface in the comp.
It looks fantastic.
They can see just over 12 points per game all year. It's only slightly worse than they did last year when they won the comp. Like, it's just a defensive wall.
Well, I reckon they're the only team. Meadows got a stat the last 6 teams to win a grand final have given up less than 15 points a game. I think they'd be the only team that'd be sitting under 15 at the moment.
Yep.
They showed last week. But I think Tarpanay going off helped. Like, he's so dangerous for Canberra. He's been so crucial. But, well, they allow him 1 try.
Yeah. After they conceded 34 points the week before. Good hit back. Eels Rabbitohs, Friday night footy, Combank Stadium. It'll be chockers. I did radio with Brad last night. He tipped both teams. He couldn't remember who he tipped, so that's that kind of
Well,
game.
it's that, exactly. I've got 2 thoughts. I'm a fan of Para. I like what they can do. Jake Arthur was fantastic last week. He's been awesome. Sean Lane, he's a real strike. I don't know, but I just think South got beat last week.
Look at this machine.
And I think that left side, If Parramatta give them penalties, South Sydney will score.
What a good try.
And watching Cam Murray last week and Cookie, Cam Murray was outstanding.
3 try assists.
Outstanding. So they've got to stop him and then also protect, you know. And you can see Ilias getting a little combo with Koloamatangi on the right. I don't know, I just feel...
So who are you tipping?
I'm going to tip South. They need to win more.
You are tipping South.
I'm gonna tip
Can we
South,
can we lock that in, Andrew?
Until Saturday. When's the game?
Andrew. I'm going Eels.
When are they? Friday?
Friday night footy, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure you tip.
Tipping
I'm sure
rain
you tip
too.
Parramatta in the tips.
Did I? Last night I did with you.
No, before we
just
recorded this.
South. He went
Did he?
South.
Oh, right. You're tipping Para. Now, Saturday night footy on 9. Don't forget, Broncos versus Knights. Big game for Brisbane in light of what we just talked about. Newcastle hoping to make it a couple in a row up at Suncorp.
This game, Newcastle, this try here broke their back. Newcastle are in this game for a long time. Cobbo went on a run. I give Newcastle an outside chance in this one. Ooh. Be nice to have him in the team, Kalen. Watching him at training this week, you should see how fast he is and the angles he ball. Herbie, he's a good player too. Yeah, I'll give Newcastle a chance.
Brisbane.
Brisbane to win.
Yep.
And Sunday footy up on the Gold Coast. Titans up against Manly. They were better last week, Gold Coast, but they couldn't get the job done.
Feels like they've been the same every week. They showed patches. You think they've got to win a game soon.
Psycho.
Whether it's going to be Manly or not, I don't think so. Dylan Walker's been playing great for Manly.
Hasn't he?
Kieran out will be a big out.
Well, he's been named.
He's not playing.
He's not playing?
No.
Is that breaking news?
Yep. Mr. Exclusive.
Is Schuster playing?
Don't know.
He was 18th man when they named the team, but he'd be the bloke to come in, wouldn't he? Manly?
Manly just.
Manly.
You couldn't tip the Titans, could you? Thanks, gents. We better get on the Frog and Toad.
Yeah, you've got
Sydney
Express
Peak Hour.
now.
It's going to be fun.
Mr. Wood is doing somersaults.
Where's the best coffee in North Sydney? I might need a coffee.
Wait till you get to Penrith.
Mate, how can you define a good coffee from bad coffee? They all taste the same, don't they?
No.
Okay.
Spoken like a true beer pig.
Like a true Nescafe.
Yeah.
Enjoy the footy over the weekend. See you soon.